We think that the outside of a book is just as important as the inside, and a lot of publishers have neglected this in the last 2 decades. They have covers that have type on them, but very little in the way of illustration. But for decades before that, people made their book buying choices in large part based on what tantalizing illustration they saw on the cover. This was especially true for pulp paperbacks because they were sold less in bookstores and more in train stations and drugstores and truck stops, where you really had to catch people's eye when they were going down the aisle to pick up toilet paper or whatever it was. And we thought we would revive that style, so we went and found painters either from the old days, like Robert McGinnis, who's known for painting not only some of the most famous movie posters of all time, including the famous James Bond movie posters with Sean Connery, but more than 1,000 paperback covers. He's close to 90 years old now, but he's already painted a dozen new covers for us, and he's a pleasure to work with. It's harder to find young painters today who have the same training in anatomy and draftsmanship that the old guys did. But there are some, and we've had a chance to work with award winners like Glenn Orbick and Gregory Manchis and Michael Kelsch and folks like that who really can capture the old style, and it's a privilege to work with them. One of the most fun things I get to do as an editor is not just buy books, but commission art to go on those books and work with the painters to figure out what images to convey what the book's about. In the old days, publishers would frequently buy up dozens of paintings and then pair them with books, even though the books had nothing whatsoever to do with the paintings. We actually don't do that. We do it in the other direction. We start with the book and then we commission a cover, but we thought, just for the fun of it, that we would play with that. We never ended up going as far as we first intended. My partner Max wrote a book for the line called Fade to Blonde, and we were confident that it would be funny to put a redhead on it. But in the end, we didn't have the courage to do that. We've certainly had books that have no gunshot murders in them, where the person on the cover has a gun. So we play with that some, but generally the book comes first.
Thank you for listening. Please review our other available content for help writing, publishing, and marketing your book. If you have any questions about the Author Learning Center, please contact us by email at authorsupport@authorlearningcenter.com.